When I talk about India, I talk with deep respect and admiration. India's story is one of courage, of sacrifice, of resilience. It's a story that began in 1947 when a young nation took its first steps into freedom. And in just over 7 decades, India has transformed itself from a struggling economy into one of the world's most powerful nations. Today, the world looks at India not as a follower, but as a leader. And let me be clear, nobody out there can stop India. Now let's take a look at the facts. India is today the 5th largest economy in the world. In 2023, India's GDP reached about 3.7 trillion, ahead of countries like the United Kingdom and France. Many experts believe that by 2030, India could become the 3rd largest economy, behind only the United States and China. That's not just growth, that's transformation. That's not a small step. That's a giant leap forward for more than 1.4 billion people. India's economic power is visible everywhere. In the last decade, India became the fastest growing major economy. Even during global challenges like the pandemic, when other economies slowed, India came back stronger. Its exports and goods crossed 450 billion. Services like IT and software added another 300 billion. That means India is not just serving its own citizens, it's powering the global economy. And India is also home to one of the most exciting startup ecosystems anywhere on Earth. It now has more than 100 unicorn companies, each valued at over $1 billion. These are companies in technology, in education, in healthcare, in finance, companies solving real problems and creating jobs for millions of young Indians. Think about that. A country that once depended on others for technology is now driving digital innovation. India's UPI digital payment system, the largest in the world, processes more than 8 billion transactions every month. That's a revolution. And it's happening in villages and small towns, in big cities. Ordinary Indians are part of a digital future that's open to everyone. Now let us turn to India's strength, its defense, its strategy. India has the 2nd largest standing army in the world, with more than 1.4 million active soldiers. Its defense budget has crossed to $72 billion, making it the 3rd highest in the world. India is a nuclear power with a proven ability to defend itself. It's modernized its Navy and Air Force, ensuring that it can secure the Indian Ocean and beyond. And India is not only protecting its borders, it has become a voice for stability in the Indo-Pacific, working with nations like the United States, Japan, and Australia. Through the Quad Alliance, India shows it's not just thinking about its own security. It's helping to shape the security of the region and the world. But India's power doesn't stop at the surface of the Earth. It reaches into space. In 2014, India became the first nation to send a spacecraft to Mars on its very first attempt. That mission cost just $74 million, less than some Hollywood movies, and it surprised the world. In 2023, India's Chandrayaan-3 mission landed near the South Pole of the Moon, a place no other country had ever reached. That made India only the 4th nation in history to land on the Moon and the first to land at the South Pole. These achievements show that India isn't just catching up. India is leading. And in the years ahead, it will send astronauts into space with the Gaganyaan mission, joining an elite group of nations with human spaceflight. India's strength is also in its science and its technology. It's become a global leader in information technology and software exports. Indian engineers and scientists are respected all over the world. Companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, they're global giants. But it's not just companies, it's millions of Indian engineers, coders, innovators, people who build the digital future every single day. India has also become the pharmacy of the world, producing vaccines and medicines that save lives in more than 100 countries. During the COVID-19 pandemic, India exported vaccines to more than 90 nations, proving that its strength isn't just for itself, but for humanity. And yet, as much as India's economy, military, and technology impress us, the greatest strength of India is its people. The honesty, the hard work, the resilience of ordinary Indian citizens, that's what truly powers this nation. From the farmer who wakes before dawn, to the teacher who guides young students, to the worker who builds roads, to the doctor who serves in rural hospitals, India's people are the heart of its rise. More than 65% of India's population is under 35 years old. That means India is a young nation, full of energy, ambition, and ideas. This youth is India's greatest asset. And let's not forget what makes India unique, its culture and its democracy. India is one of the oldest civilizations on Earth. with thousands of years of wisdom, of philosophy, of mathematics, of science, of art. At the same time, India is the largest democracy in the world. More than 900 million people are registered to vote, and elections regularly see turnout of 60% or more. That means hundreds of millions of voices are heard peacefully through ballots, not bullets. That's no small achievement. In a world where democracy is under pressure, India stands as proof that freedom and diversity can survive and thrive. But here's the truth. India's power is not just in its economy or its army or its technology, it's in its leadership. Economic growth can build wealth. Military strength can build security. Technology can drive progress. But only leadership can bring these together and give them purpose. Leadership is what will decide whether India becomes not just a rising power, but a superpower that shapes the future of the world. I believe the Indian people already carry within them the spirit of leadership. They are honest, they are hardworking, they are resilient. But now, India needs leaders at every level. Leaders in politics, yes, but also in business, in education, in technology, in communities. Leaders who can dream big, who can unite people, who can stand firm on values, who can inspire others to act. That's what will take India from being a rising power to becoming a supreme power. And leadership, it doesn't happen overnight. It grows when people open their minds, when they study, when they reflect, when they learn from the examples of others. Across India, young people are hungry for knowledge. They read, they question, they explore. That's the foundation of leadership, because when citizens take the time to study leadership, when they reflect on vision, on resilience, on presence, they prepare not only to succeed as individuals, but to lift up their families, their communities, their country. Think about what happens when ordinary Indians step into leadership. When young people lead with confidence, they build businesses that create jobs for thousands. When teachers lead with vision, they shape the future of an entire generation. When community leaders lead with integrity, they reduce corruption and strengthen democracy. And when all of these leaders rise together, India rises with them. This is why leadership development is not just about self-help. It's about nation building. And it's why works that explore leadership matter so much today. A book like The Leadership Blueprint, Part 1 is one such resource. It draws lessons from great leaders. It shows how vision can inspire, how resilience can carry you through adversity, how presence can earn respect. When citizens pick up books like this, when they make reading and reflection part of their lives, they're not just improving themselves, they're shaping the destiny of their nation. So my message to the people of India is this: keep learning, keep reading, keep studying the craft of leadership. Because when you strengthen your own leadership, you strengthen India's leadership. And when India's citizens embrace that path, nothing and no one will stop India from claiming its rightful place on the world stage. Now let's think about India's role in the world. India is not just an economic giant or a military power. It's a voice for democracy, for peace, for cooperation. India has shown that it can work with the United States, with Europe, with Africa, with Asia. It's a bridge between East and West, between the developed and the developing world. When India speaks about climate change, it carries the weight of 1.4 billion people who want both growth and sustainability. When India speaks about peace, it carries the moral authority of the largest democracy on earth. When India speaks about trade and technology, it represents one of the most dynamic markets anywhere in the world. The truth is, India isn't just rising. India is shaping the future. At the G20 summit in 2023, India showed leadership on global development, on digital transformation, on climate commitments, with renewable energy goals that aim to produce 500 gigawatts of clean energy by 2030. India is proving that progress can be green and fast. With investments in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, defense technology, India is showing it can be at the frontier of innovation. Some may ask, can India really overcome its challenges? Poverty, inequality, climate change, corruption. These are real. But look at history.